Hey besties, welcome to your October reading for the collective. Remember, my readings are done by Zodiac sign elements. So for the month of October, for our collective readings, these are going to be done in this order. So it's going to be starting with earth signs, and then air signs, and then water signs, and then fire signs. So for earth signs, remember we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. For air signs, we have Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. For our water signs, we have Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. And then lastly, we have our fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I already heard in my head about how I made the fire signs. Be patient. You're welcome. Also, just a little PSA, I kind of lost my voice. So if I sound a little raggedy for the October readings, that is why, but I am still here. So as always, listen to your sun sign. Always, always, always listen to your rising sign. It's just as important as our sun sign. If you want to know about a particular part of your life, whether it's money, finance, career, relationships, a fight with somebody, I always encourage you to look at the planet that rules that energy as well as the house, and you can get even more particular on this reading. Also, if it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Take what you want, you leave the rest. Or, you can even listen to all of them and they might have nothing to do with any of your signs. And you got brought here by spirit because it's a message that you needed to hear. So again, these are your October collective readings by zodiac elements: earth, then air, then water, and then fire. Thank you for being here. And as always, if you could do me a favor and click subscribe, like, share, anything like that, it helps give me the energy back that I need to continue to do these things for the collective. Love you. Bye. Hello, Earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, and welcome to your October reading for the collective. All right, for you, my little friends, we have the Seven of Cups. I'm being honest, I hate this fucking card. I get it for myself all the time. I'm always like, God damn it, Jimmy. Don't make me choose. My heart is confused. Oh, I didn't mean to rhyme. I did. Don't make me choose. My heart is confused. Apparently, that is the theme for Earth signs for the month of October. Okay, here's the thing about the Seven of Cups. This card is about needing to make a choice. This card can be about our dreams and desires. It can be about us having our head in the clouds. Sometimes it's, you know, it can be a blend of wishful thinking and having on rose-colored glasses, right? It can have a little bit of a Pisces energy to it where there's a little bit of an illusion, right? But what this comes down to is it feels like October is the time, earth signs, that the blinders need to come off because you need to reach up and pull them off. Okay, this is how this is coming through. You choose to see things through a lens of your ego and your righteousness and your knowing better and your I'm smarter than them and I use my logic and reasoning and like you see things through that filter and you are not always fucking right. I say this as somebody who has 40% of her chart in earth. I'm not always fucking right. Okay. So this filter that you have on, this blindness, it is about you not actually seeing the impact you have on people and how you participate day to day in your own shit. Literally. Okay. I feel like recently earth signs have gotten really good readings. And now it's like, okay, we need to refocus. We got a little bit of a big head about ourselves. We need to hone it back down, right? Like, some of you are just scatterbrained. Some of you are using ADD and ADHD as an excuse. Some of you are using this FOMO bullshit as an excuse. Some of you are using, work as an excuse. There's a lot of energy coming about excuses, and you're using excuses for why you're not choosing from the cup. You're using excuses for why you're bouncing back and forth between the cup. Let's not go into a big tangent, but let's say that also can apply to the people in your life, in your love life, in your dating life, and picking and choosing what we like about certain people. And it feels like somebody's dragging a lot of people along. Honestly, this feels more than just romantic. This feels like friendship. This feels like coworkers. This feels like something in a project. But there is something about your taking from each of these cups so you have exactly what you need. And that's not fair to all those people because they're all giving to you. And what you really need to do is let them all fucking be together, and you are separating yourself and you're finding one person, if you will, one chalice that has everything that you need in it, right? Because it's like they're showing me that these cups are like all different energies and you're like pulling from all of them, and you need to be finding one source to be getting all those things from instead of pulling and tugging from different, either this could apply to people or it could apply to different areas of your life. Like maybe it's literally just fucking happiness you're seeking and you're reaching in all these different cups and you're doing all this different bullshit to try to find fucking happiness and stillness and peace. When really, if you just opened up this fucking door and sat down over here, everything you fucking need is over there. But you're dabbling and diddling around and all this other shit that isn't really it for you, right? And so the big message this month for earth signs again is to get the head out of the clouds, just fucking focus on how you are actually responsible for the shit happening to yourself in your life. And it's like I hear like hone it in, right? Like walk away from the cups, whatever's in them, turn around, open this door, and this one thing that's in there, that is your focus for October. There is one major theme for you that you should be focusing on. And you are the one that can say what that is, right? Maybe it's nurturing this one relationship. Maybe it's really nurturing your body and watching your diet for this month. Maybe it has to do with like a project at work that you've been putting off, right? So whatever it is, they're literally saying, turn away from the fucking cups, open the door, sit on your fucking little throne, and do that one thing this month that's really important and special to you. Okay, Earth signs? That was Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. As always, take what you want, leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate, that's fucking cool. Go listen to another video. If you heard this randomly, hopefully it resonated and it gave you something that you needed to hear. Okay, love you, bye. Hello, air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This is your reading for the month of October. All right, Four of Pentacles. Well, I do want to start by saying fours in tarot do represent manifestation. So just going to say that there's a little window of that for you. But they also represent structure and stability. Like imagine like the four legs of a table and the four legs of a chair, okay? When I see the Four of Pentacles, again, I'm speaking to you air signs, and I know that you do this a lot in your head and people don't even know that you like do it. And even some of you, Aquarius, do it more on a subconscious level. But my first relationship with this card, my biggest one, is like just the very simple idea of like letting shit go and holding on to stuff. And yeah, I feel like you don't admit that you hold on to people and thoughts and things and experiences as much as you would like to, right? Like, especially this Aquarius energy that's really strong, likes to like pride themselves on like emotionally detaching. And I'm here to tell you that like you're not fooling anybody. Okay. And Gemini, just because you keep all your feelings in your head doesn't mean they're not still there fucking torturing you. And Libra, I don't even have anything to say to you. You'll be sliding under the radar like you aren't the real culprit here in the trifecta of Aquarius or of Earth sign. Motherfucker. So you got me all shaman even fucking thinking about Libras. So there's a joke in social media that everybody hates Gemini the most, and then like Scorpio and Aquarius. But the real baddies, the real ones that cause all the trouble, that slide by and nobody pays attention to, the fucking Libras. So maybe that has to do with the message this month. Libras, we see you. You're not little fucking perfect angels. The balance that you want is for you, not for the collective. Okay. All right. Where'd that come from? Okay. Let's get started again. So, air signs. Four of Pentacles. So, here's the thing. This card is about holding on to shit too tightly, right? Like, to me, what's really standing out with this is this idea of gathering power. And it kind of feels like thoughts and things that we're holding over people as ammunition. Like, literally, like we're holding experiences, very Scorpio type shit, right? Of like, we're going to pull it out of our back pocket and like not forget. That feels like that's coming in for you this month. So there's like a warning being heated. It's like, don't do that. Like, this feels very strong. Do not bring up shit from the past that you have not let go in a fucking argument this month with your boss, with your friend, with your neighbor. Like, let this be your warning not to do that, right? Like, do not pull out that ammunition. Do not pull that shit out. Like, do not do that. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay. So that's a part of this. Also, part of this, it is Pentacles, and this is earth energy, money, abundance, like literally like our physical well-being. And so it feels like I'm not going to give this message that says like in the month of October, air signs, like make sure you're watching your finances. But it kind of has to do with like they're wanting you to reevaluate where you're spending not just your actual money, but your energy and your physical time that you have this month. because you need to kind of mentally prepare and use that to map out like what you want your winter time and your next several months after this to look like. Okay. So again, not just where am I putting my finances? Can I cut out Starbucks here or there? That's not what I mean. I mean, like, where are we wasting our thought times? Where are we putting too much energy to with our thoughts? What friendship isn't feeding us anymore? What habit do we have that we really don't need anymore that's taking up a lot of our time? What social circle do we still make time for or go to and it does not make us feel better when we are there, right? Like there are so many different things that you could put this to if you're examining your life. And basically the overall message is like, what are you holding on to in your life that is not creating the best structure and is not creating the best long-term stability for you to set yourself up for like this next season, right? And so October for you um, is about really like taking the time and looking like where you can conserve more energy, where you can give up more power, where you can take back your power, take back your energy. Um, Again, I keep getting this like this little bit of that like Scorpio energy, even though I'm not talking to air, I'm talking to air signs, right? But the Scorpio can be possessive and they can mistrust. And this is what happens, air signs. Like you have all these ideas about things in your head that are not reality, they are not in earth. And just because you believe them and you convince yourself that they are true for whatever reason does not mean that they are true in the real world with everybody else, right? So there's a sense of you like coming back to reality, coming back to groundedness, coming back down to earth. Like my eyes are going down, she has her feet on the two pinnacles and she's like grounded. Also like she is holding on to this one pinnacle, but she has one behind her that's like keeping her steady and keeping her straight. So the overall message again is to really check in and where you can let things go, where you can lighten up a little bit, where you can get out of your head, where you can get more grounded. October just feels like a really good month for you to like be working on boundaries and kind of shifting energetic things around and like, just seeing who and what and when and where fits into your schedule better if it's and doesn't, and like slowly getting into this like new way of doing things. And then when daylight savings and winter and coldness starts to rolls around in November, it feels like you're going to be a little more prepared for that. Okay. Also, this is Houghton again. Do not dredge up shit from the past this month. Don't do it. It ain't going to be pretty. And if somebody else does that to you, remember this reading and remember that there is a big difference between responding and reacting. Okay. And you have to pause and sometimes take time to respond. Do not immediately react because you cannot take back words. You cannot. Okay. Okay. Love you. Bye. All right. Hello, my water signs. Eek. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Listen, I'm here with you. My chart is 40% water. I am here with you. You got our only major. That's not true. You didn't get our only major arcana, but you got so far the first major arcana out of the 3 sets of readings that I've done. And we have the Tower card. And here's the thing: when I see the Tower card, I'm at what's called an Enneagram 7, so I have the habit of looking at the positive part of things. And it's not that I see the Tower as an opportunity for growth, even though it is. But when I see it, I think shit that happens is out of my fucking hands. It's circumstances that I cannot control. And to me, that gives me some sort of peace and comfort that like this isn't out of my control. I believe that we manifest all aspects of our life and that we bring resistance and experiences into our life for whatever reason. And I know that there's different belief systems around that, and people are like, "Oh, how did I manifest like this horrible, awful thing?" And I'm definitely not saying like you manifested like something tragic happening to yourself. But I'm talking about like day to day type shit in interactions. It's the same in relationships, right? If you people that are like, oh, it's my 5th narcissist I've dated. Well, with all due respect, who's the common factor? So why are you attracting narcissists still? Like, what part of yourself? And mind you, most people we just call narcissists these days aren't actually fucking narcissists. It's just a way over broadly used term. But there's this, and I say this as somebody who's had to do this myself. I've had my own pattern of attracting the same type of people over and over again. Who's the common denominator? Me. So October, it really feels like this is the first part message that's coming up. There is some self-reflection in one, not making everything about yourself, because some shit has nothing to fucking do with you, and don't take it personal. You could be dating somebody and they could be fucking fantastic and everything could be fantastic, and they suddenly lose their job. And they're the kind of person that when they're struck with um, conflict or hardships or pain or feelings that aren't good, they retreat because that's who they are as a person. And that has nothing to do with you. That doesn't mean they love you less. That doesn't mean they don't care about you. That doesn't, you can't go back and say, oh, it was all a lie. They didn't really love me. Stop. I'm saying it to myself. Stop. You know, think about all the if he wanted to, he would. If she wanted to, she would. Think about all the times that you wanted to and you didn't, right? Everybody else doesn't self-sacrifice for everybody else. Everybody else isn't a fucking martyr, right? So like this is very Enneagram 2 energy where it's like I do all this shit for other people, and then when they don't do it for me, I'm resentful. Well, nobody asked you to do all this shit for other fucking people, right? So there is a need to take a lot of self-responsibility this month and accountability, and also don't put your shit on other people. If something happens in someone else's life and it's a tower moment, that has nothing to fucking do with you. Don't make it about you, right? And also remember, there is the second part of the tower, which literally says this is an opportunity for growth. Like, the tower moments are unexpected events that change everything. It's 2020 was a whole fucking tower moment, right? It's destruction that is out of your hands. It is a reminder that you don't have control over everything. But here's the thing: you do have control over how you grow and learn from it, right? Like the idea is that like when the tower falls, it gives you the opportunity to build something more with a solid structure, right? Like this can also be there might be something happening that's gonna. It's not even that your beliefs are going to change this month, but it's like you're being asked to like look at a certain belief and look at a certain system that you follow and look at a certain way that you process and the way that your brain reacts to things, whether it's an attachment style or an affiliation you have with some type of being like, oh, I'm this thing, I have to believe this way. And it's like you're being asked this month to really tear away the pieces and let that crumble down and really let things rebuild and see where you really stand. Years ago, I started looking at my spiritual beliefs and the things that I believed to be true. And I started questioning and realizing that, like, not everything was set in stone. Not everything has to be that way. Like, my truth isn't necessarily the universal truth for everybody. And because I wasn't stuck in my ways, everything didn't crumble down for me, but I allowed myself to peel back those layers. And when I was presented with new information and new thoughts and new ideals, I allowed myself to rebuild and rethink and be open, right? And there is this need, water signs, to like let that fucking shit crumble so you can rebuild what you really want. Let those old friendships die so you can actually build real solid great friendships that are lasting and loving and fill your cup, right? Like let that part-time job or that side hustle that you hold on to for whatever reason that really doesn't work for you anymore, let it fucking go so a new energy can be in its place, right? Like this big theme of like let that shit go, not necessarily knock it down, just let it go and let there be a clean slate, and then trust that you can grow again and that it is going to be better, right? I am hearing that mantra that's like, universe, show me how it gets better. Universe, show me how it gets better. And also when we're manifesting this idea of, I want $1 million or more, show me as good as it can get. I want this dream job or better, right? And so it's this idea of being more positive and thinking more positive and switching the perspective around this kind of energy. Okay. So there's two parts to that, water signs. You need to go back and fucking listen to it again. And remember that people are mirrors for us and how we feel about things and our thought process. And, what's that silly saying? Like we're 99% one for only 1%, like what happens to us, 99% how we react. I don't fucking know the saying, but you get my drift. All right, water signs, I love you. Hello, my fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. The first thing I heard was it's time to slow down and get into your body so you can tap in. So fire signs, it's masculine energy, and it's masculine is yang, it's hot, it's sun salutation, it's lifting weights, it's go, it's do, it's competitive. Intuition is feminine. It is slow. It is calm. The divine feminine wakes up every day and they just allow things to flow to them, and they don't have to follow set plans, and they don't have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and fucking G, right? Like You are being asked to step into more of your divine feminine counterpart. And my eyes are really going to the moon, right? So we're in this October energy. It's spooky season. The veil is thin, all that shit, right? And this is a time. It's not even that they're telling you to slow down, but they're saying that like you need to be incorporating and mixing in feminine yin cool moon type movements and time and practices, embodiment and energy to find that balance so you can reconnect with your intuition and that part of yourself. The high priestess, the thing that I love about her is that she knows and she gets shit and she understands because of her experience. So she's had these experiences before where she's like, oh, okay, I know this feeling. I can trust this feeling because I've experienced this before and I know what this feels like in my body. Um, Fear and trauma and anxiety, they also live in the body. And what happens, especially when it's like go, go, go masculine pace, is like spirit is saying like you have something happen and you automatically go into that to read it of like, I've experienced this before. This is when they fucking cheated on me or whatever shit that is. And no, even the tone of my voice and the way that I feel like I'm delivering the message is like, nope. But we're needing to tap into the other side. We're needing to be like, oh, yeah, I felt this before. This doesn't have anything to do with me. You know, I recognize this. I recognize this as, they're, having their own mental health spiral and this is about them and this is how people act when they have their own shit. And sometimes they pull away and it has nothing to do with me. Now, mind you, I'm just using these examples because they're examples. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has anything to do with this. It could be your fucking boss at work. You know what I mean? It could be your neighbor that pisses you off. It could be your fucking cat. You're like, why the fuck does my cat hate me like a week, every week for 5 days? Or once a month for 5 days, whatever the fucking shit is, right? Um, so, we all have an inner high priestess and we all have an inner knowing. We all have that gut feeling. And there is something this month that's just really coming up again. This is a very simple, easy, straightforward message for you. It's wanting you to tap into that side and wanting you to get that moon energy. Also, I said about how this is like the spooky season and the veil is thin, and they're being encouraged to have some sort of spiritual experience. Allow yourself to be open-minded, not roll our eyes, right? Like go into an open mind. Come to my psychic fair. Like that's literally the kind of energy. Like, hey, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be open-minded. Maybe surprise me. This message came up for somebody else where it was like, show me this or better, universe. Show me how fucking good it gets. Right. And so they're saying like, go in and be like, huh, yeah, no, I'm excited about this. Like, fuck yeah, show me you can talk to my dead dad and my dead dog. Fuck yeah, I believe you. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of the message too, is like they're wanting you to open up that side of you more. My stomach just did a big rumble. And that's like when energy moves. And they're wanting you to like have a little more trust and a little more faith in that spiritual side. And when you sit more in the divine feminine energy in the yin and you slow down and that coolness, then you allow that to come in, right? Um, let's see, what else? There's just a little bit of patience that needs to be coming in. Um, just a focus on like the serendipity of life and dream a little bit more. And again, it doesn't feel like you're really being asked to like slow down. It just asks that you're being asked to tap into that side and find that balance and sit with that kind of energy more. Enjoy that kind of energy more. Like spend some time with spirit. Like go in again and be like, spirit, wow me. Like show me. Like let me see something from the 5D or other realms, right? Like there is just something like it's like there's a big portal open for you fire signs right now, and like this is the time if you truly want to experience anything outside of this strong masculine competitive go-go energy. If you want to connect with spirit, if you want to be able to be in touch more with your feminine side and the feminine energy and the intuition and the stillness and the calmness, it's like this is the big veil is being lifted for you particularly, and it feels like um, October is a really great opportunity where it will be easier, if you will, for you to tap into that type of energy that typically you might not always be able to access as energy. Okay, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, love you. Bye.